Jaws 2. So Jaws 2 was a sequel to the universally acclaimed and box office hit Jaws. So in 1978, Universal released a sequel. What are my thoughts on this movie? Let's find out. Hello there. I'm the Happy Stormtrooper Face. I upload movie reviews, Star Wars talks, and skits. Not just that, my reviews are a Stormtrooper's point of view on film. For more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as tell me in the comments below your thoughts on this movie. Before we get started, please just remember that this is just my opinion. My opinion isn't the right opinion, it's just my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinions down below. So, this movie is known for its production problems and its director change. Originally, this movie was directed by John Hancock, who had an idea of this movie about Amity now being a ghost town after the shark attacks from the previous movie. He was then replaced with Jeannot Szwarc, who would later go on to direct Supergirl.
Squirt.
Let's start with some of the positives. Once again, Roy Scheider delivers a good performance as Martin Brody. He does a great job at conveying the emotion in this film of showing how hungry he is for wanting the mayor's approval and them to believe him about that there is another shark. Even though this movie is famously known for the director's physical fight with Roy Scheider for creative differences, he still managed to do a good job. Also, the visuals in this movie were good and had some decent action sequences. More on that later. But I think the shark sequences were fun and decent, even though the editing of the shots could feel less real and more choppy. For example, you would see a shark approach someone and take a big bite, then you would cut to a person reacting to this. Then you cut back to the shark. At times it could feel like, look, an ant coming at me. Oh no, the ant is around me. Sadly, I do have a few flaws with this movie, though. The first one being the characters. We follow these teens going sailing, and the shark is coming after them. My biggest flaw with this storyline is I find the teens don't get enough backstory, foundation, or depth to make a compelling character. They just kind of really enjoy sailing and being with each other. I find we should have gotten more depth to the characters. Some of the acting with these teens is kind of... On the other side, I do enjoy for the most part the city officials firing Brody because it helps humanize his character and make him feel vulnerable. Speaking of humanizing characters, this movie does humanize characters really well.
I want Fruit Loops.
Eat Cheerios.
You eat Cheerios. I want Fruit Loops.
You eat Cheerios.
Because that's everyone at the breakfast table, right? You see more emotion from him reacting to his job being lost, and you now root for him. The problem for me isn't the second half he goes out to rescue the teens, and it kind of becomes a rescue mission in a horror shark movie. The problem here is that the town firing Brody plotline doesn't come into effect again, so it feels unresolved and lacks the conclusion to this plotline. I find this movie struggles to find what it's trying to be. This could be two directing styles clashing. You start with this town plotline that does humanize Brody, and then you're saving teens from a shark. It lacks a main focus or vision. The big problem for me with this is that the town plotline, which does deepen Brody, is gone and is left unresolved. It just has these action sequences with the shark attacking teens without much depth or weight behind it, because the character development in this movie is left unresolved. So then it just becomes shark attacking people, another shark attack without much depth or weight behind it. Overall, I find that this movie had decent action sequences, but lacked the depth and character of the original. Overall, I'm gonna give Jaws 2 a C-.
Quick soundtrack review.
This soundtrack was once again composed by John Williams, who once again created a good soundtrack. I don't think it holds up as well to the original one, but it did add some new, unique themes and different spins that I enjoyed really well. 9.5 out of 10.